Hello, my friends. How are you this morning? Touch Not here. I'm out in the forest and at a stone wall in front of a semi-spooky white pine. Benny and I have been learning all about trees this year. That's a white pine, Benny. He's at school right now. So I've compiled some information about Samhain. I've been saying Samhain, but it's actually Samhain. I was incorrect. It has the MH, but it sounds a W in this word, Samhain. Okay, so I have a piece here I put together, as I've said already. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did writing it. Hello and welcome to the Touch Not channel. It soon will be Samhain, All Hallows Eve and Halloween, October the 31st. Here on the Touch Not, we are doing what we can to mark this important time of the year with some segments, readings, and chats. These days it seems to be a big movement towards getting back in touch with our Earth. Some people are paying more and more attention to the seasons, to the way trees, plants, and animals respond to the changes in temperature, wind direction, moisture, and light. The way our society is today, at least in much of my own country, life is perfectly possible for many of us without much thought of where their food actually comes from, or the fact that it doesn't have to be waxed and shiny, well lit and misted every 5 minutes. I myself quite like the concept, now commonly known as the Wheel of the Year, right? The seasons are changing. It's a round cycle that's going on, the life cycle of us and of the earth. Right, my friends? Being an avid vegetable gardener, learning it all from my dad, this comes easy for me, I suppose. You could say it is simply old ideas wrapped into a new title, and that is exactly correct, in my view. Many wonderful times spent on my uncle's dairy farm in Vermont as a youngster taught me many basic values, priorities, and viewpoints that have been handed down for countless generations. I have some fantastic memories. The Celtic New Year begins at Samhain, the summer's end. The onset of dark months might seem more like a winding down to you, but in the Celtic way of thinking, this was the beginning mark on that wheel. A time for seeds that have just now fallen from the stalk to rest cozily below the ground all winter, to emerge upward into a warm and welcoming spring. Make sense? It does to me. This can actually translate into good gardening practice. Planting seeds in the autumn before the warmth has left the soil, rather than the ground still cold from the melting snows, can be a benefit. The night falls early on the last day of October the 31st. Here in the U.S., this is Halloween, a name it has taken on in many other places, I believe. So nice out here. A big tub of water with a dozen floating apples was a usual fixture at many of the Halloween parties I attended when I was a boy. Or we would hang them from the rafters on strings. It is just something we did. It was that time of the year to do it, so you did. We never once thought of why. I bet if we asked our parents, they wouldn't have known either. There are countless mysterious rituals like this throughout the year, if you think about it. Amid all the modern commercial trappings, the old Samhain customs are as enthusiastically observed as ever. This is actually an age-old custom that involves the apple as a symbol of promise, of fertility, of life itself. Adults would be the ones, centuries ago, who would try to grasp the floating or swinging apple in an attempt to guarantee a sturdy child, healthy lambs, and ample rain for a vigorous crop, the foundation of their very lives, and of our own, my friends. That's still true today. The ever-popular trick-or-treating on Halloween night, sometimes called guising in Scotland and Ireland, in which children dress up as their favorite phantom, ghost, or monster, all has its roots in the ancient ceremonies surrounding All Hallows Eve. At Samhain, due to the belief that the day and the night are merging, or the barrier between them thinning. There are many spirits about, on the loose, you might say. Some mild-mannered, some perhaps not so much. Those who have crossed over during the past years may choose to return, to visit their former dwellings, to check on things, to make sure all is well. Families would sometimes put out food and drink to welcome them. Making the rounds house to house in ghastly costumes in search of candy and treats is the thing to do today. But once again, as with the apples, does anyone stop to wonder why we do this? And why only at this time of the year? Why at this particular turn of that wheel? Protection of home and hearth was the idea. Protection from the bands of spirits that moved about at will. It may have been hoped that at the sight of their own kind, making a merry and raucous celebration, it would be assumed that a village or farmstead had already been targeted, and the unwanted visitors, spirits from the other world, would therefore move on to another hamlet. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are as well. The children at your very door should be rewarded for the absolutely indispensable, one-of-a-kind service they are providing. In this age of specialty niche, narrowly targeted business models, this sure fits the bill. Happy Halloween. Happy All Hallows Eve. Happy Samhain. Touch not, my friends. We do hope you're enjoying Samhain on the Touch Not channel. Please stay on the trail. Thank you, my friends.